and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. I'm currently sat on the floor. I normally film my videos over there, but the light's going because we're getting darker evenings now, guys. So I thought I'd film on the floor, so for better lighting basically. Today I thought I'd come on and give any parents out there some things to remember now that our children, or your children, are going back to school. I'm a primary school teacher. I teach in year 1, and I was thinking about it today. It was my first day back. We had an inset day. I was just thinking, like, what as a parent must be going through a parent's head now that their child is going back after quite a lot of time out of school. So for most children, either key workers or year 1 and year 6, most children have not been to school since March, which is an incredibly long time. So for a child, there's obviously a lot in their little minds, but as a parent as well, I can imagine there's all sorts of worries and concerns and things that they're thinking about. So I just thought I'd reassure you and remind you of some things to think about as your child goes back to school. Number 1, your child's teacher cannot wait to see your child. As a teacher, as all teachers, it is our passion, what gives us joy. We just love our jobs, and for quite a lot of us, the pandemic meant that we weren't able to do, I say we obviously were all working and all still doing our bit, but we weren't able to do the job like we normally do. And we obviously were all going back. It's not going to be normal, but it's a much, a little bit, I say better, but I say a little bit more. We got our whole classes back basically. And so I want you to remember that your child's teacher cannot wait to see them, and they're going to show them so much love and happiness as they enter the classroom. This is what we do, this is what we love to do, so you've got to remember that we as teachers cannot wait to have your children back. Number 2, now they might be really upset as you leave them at the gate. Like I said, for quite a lot of them, they haven't been to school for 6 months, so there's going to be tears because it's not in their, hasn't been in their own routine for 6 months. But I can assure you that as soon as they get into that classroom, their tears will stop. They'll see their friends, they'll see familiar faces, they'll see a familiar room, and I can reassure you that they will be fine. They come out at the end of the day with big smiles on their faces because they're back in a place that they love. So please remember that when you leave them at that gate, and if they're really upset and don't want to go in that moment, as soon as they get into class, they're going to be absolutely fine. Number 3, please don't worry about where your child is at, the fact that they've missed 6 months out of school, worrying about what their friends are going to have done at home to what they may have done at home. Do not worry about that at all, because this is a pandemic. It's never happened before. We're all in a similar boat, and it is just, in the grand schemes of things, it's just 6 months out of their education, and that you must remember that your teacher and the teachers at your school will be doing so much to help and support all children as they come back to school. So don't worry about where they're at, don't compare them to other children, don't worry about it, because they're going to be back at school. Their teachers are going to be really trying to help them with everything that they've missed. And like I said, as personally, I feel 6 months is a long time in the moment, but this is just a little part of their education, and kids I find are really, I guess, resilient, but they do up their game. So you know, they will just be so excited to get back that, and happy to get back, that they just want to learn, and they're just soak it all up, and you know, they have work to support them with things that they've missed, and it in the long run it will be fine. Number 4, to remember that you are a fantastic parent. What you've done for your child over the last 6 months is amazing, because it's been a real testing time for everybody. And there's this thing that I always go by when it comes to, if I'm worrying as a parent, if I'm worrying about being a good parent, if you're worrying about being a good parent, you're fine, you're doing a great job. And it's the same if you're worrying about, have I done enough for my child during this pandemic? The fact that you're worrying about it, it means you surely have. And you might not have been sat down doing maths, English and everything else every day, but you would have been giving them so many valuable life lessons without even realising it. You've done a brilliant job. You've kept everything going during that 6 months, and you should be proud of yourself. And I think you should go home now and take a real deep breath and just have a good old cup of tea, because they're back in our hands and you can chill out. Like as a parent, and Alyssa's nearly 3, I can't imagine what some parents have had to go through, and had to, you know, homeschool 4 children of like 4 different ages, and it's incredible. So yeah, hats off to you, big pat on the back, you're fantastic, well done you. So those were some things that as a parent you must remember as your child goes back to school after lockdown. It has been a crazy 6 months. Obviously things are not back to normal, but it does feel a little bit like going back to normal, because I guess we've got the whole class back, and hopefully things are only going to get better. That's what I think anyway. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you again next week at 8 PM for another video. Thank you.